Hollywood Paydays: Why Bigger Budgets Mean Bigger Stars. Introduction. The glitz and glamour of Hollywood are more than just surface appeal. They are a testament to the evolving economics of the entertainment industry. Over the decades, inflation, globalization, and the dominance of blockbuster franchises have transformed the movie business. In this dynamic environment, star actors have become not only performers, but also crucial financial assets, commanding enormous salaries and wielding influence that extends beyond the screen. This exposition examines how these factors have shaped Hollywood, spotlighting the interplay between bigger budgets, inflated ticket prices, and the stardom economy. The inflationary push, rising costs, and bigger revenues. Inflation has steadily increased the costs of making and marketing films, from the modest budgets of 1970s blockbusters to today's multi-million-dollar spectacles. For instance, Star Wars, 1977, was produced for $11 million, equivalent to approximately $55 million today, while modern counterparts like Avengers Endgame, 2019, required a staggering $356 million. This inflationary push has not only elevated production budgets, but also ticket prices, with the average U.S. movie ticket price rising from $155 in the 1970s to $10–15 in 2024. With higher revenues from inflated ticket prices, studios can afford to invest heavily in star power, recognizing that marquee names like Tom Cruise, Dwayne Johnson, and Scarlett Johansson draw global audiences. For these stars, inflation translates directly into larger salaries, especially when coupled with profit-sharing arrangements. Globalization: expanding markets, expanding paychecks. The globalization of cinema has exponentially increased box office potential. In the 1970s, Hollywood catered primarily to Western audiences, but today, emerging markets like China, India, and Latin America account for a significant share of movie revenues. This globalization has allowed films to achieve unprecedented box office figures, as seen in the $2.8 billion gross of Avengers Endgame. Actors with global appeal, such as Robert Downey Jr. and Dwayne Johnson, are especially valuable in this context. Their ability to connect with diverse audiences elevates their financial worth, enabling them to command salaries that reflect not just domestic, but international market potential. For instance, Tom Cruise's Mission Impossible series owes much of its success to its performance in global markets. The franchise effect: building consistency and scaling salaries. The rise of blockbuster franchises has redefined Hollywood economics. Franchises like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU, Fast and Furious, and Mission Impossible provide studios with built-in audiences and predictable returns, reducing the risks associated with high-budget productions. For actors, franchise involvement often means both consistent roles and escalating salaries. Robert Downey Jr. exemplifies this trend. Beginning with a modest $500,000 salary for Iron Man, 2008, his paycheck skyrocketed to over $75 million for Avengers Endgame, thanks to profit-sharing agreements. Similarly, Scarlett Johansson's role as Black Widow positioned her among the highest-paid actresses, with earnings exceeding $15 million per film. Franchises also enable actors to negotiate long-term contracts with higher back-end earnings, as seen in the deals of Chris Hemsworth and Gal Gadot. This consistency benefits actors financially, while ensuring their presence in globally recognized cinematic universes. This content is brought to you by Bobby Gigs. Promote your brand here and reach a wide audience across platforms like YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Follow the links in the description to get started. Challenges to mid-budget films and story-driven narratives. While inflation and globalization have elevated top-tier actors, they have simultaneously marginalized mid-budget, story-driven films. In the 1990s, films like Good Will Hunting and Jerry Maguire thrived on mid-range budgets supported by DVD sales. However, with the decline of physical media, studios now focus on high-budget blockbusters that guarantee returns, leaving smaller films to streaming platforms. This shift limits opportunities for actors seeking diverse roles, as studios prioritize spectacle over narrative depth. For instance, Matt Damon's lament about the challenges of funding mid-budget films like Behind the Candelabra highlights how the industry's economic priorities have sidelined character-driven stories. Streaming's disruption: flat fees versus box office earnings. Streaming platforms, while democratizing access to films, have disrupted the traditional revenue model. Unlike theatrical releases, streaming deals often involve flat fees rather than performance based earnings, capping actors' potential income. This model benefits lesser known actors in ensemble projects, but challenges established stars accustomed to profit sharing arrangements. However, some stars have adapted. Ryan Reynolds and Gal Gadot secured multi-million dollar deals with Netflix, reflecting how top-tier talent remains indispensable, even in the streaming era. For studios, these actors' involvement ensures visibility and subscriber retention, making them worth the investment. Conclusion: bigger budgets, bigger stars. The evolution of Hollywood economics, from inflation-driven ticket prices to globalization and franchise dominance, has cemented the importance of star power in the modern industry. While the risks of high-budget productions have grown, the rewards for top-tier actors have scaled accordingly, creating a new era of Hollywood paydays. Yet this focus on blockbusters and spectacle raises questions about the future of cinema. Can smaller, story-driven films coexist with billion-dollar franchises? And how will the rise of streaming reshape the role of actors in an industry defined by constant change? By understanding these dynamics, Hollywood can strike a balance between commercial viability and artistic integrity, ensuring that the silver screen continues to shine in an ever-changing world.